Zeke Jones here at the World Team Camp and had some matches today, and tough week of practice, tough training. Just talk about how things are going.
Well, I tell you, we put in over 100 live minutes of wrestling this week. We did a 3 a day on Tuesday, which is something we don't normally do. 5 matches today, tournament simulation, up 6:30 tomorrow morning to sprint the incline. So this is a high volume week for us, world-class training partners. We've got all our guys in here. Now we got a lot of medals under our belt, and all those medalists are battling each other. So I like where we're at, and we look good.
Why a 3 a day? Why 3 practices in a day?
Well, something we stole from the Russians. We went to Sochi and trained, and they did what they call a conditioning camp when our USA and our Russian national teams trained together, and they did an 8 a.m. hand fighting drill, which I liked. Of course, we modify it for what we need as a country, but I think we need that hand fighting work. Iran likes to push people off the mat. They like to control the tie and push people off the mat, and we've got to be good not only at hand fighting, but when I'm saying hand fighting, it's controlling the tie-up and leg driving to the edge of the mat. So we needed those minutes. We wanted to bank something we hadn't done before, and I think we've got a lot of good minutes in. So that's why we did a 3 a day.
All the World Team guys here, just talk about how they've been looking during the camp.
Good. I like where we're at. I think probably like anything. 5 guys are on schedule ahead, 1 or 2 are behind. Nothing that we can't make up by the World Championships. I think once we get inside about 23, 24 days, most of the work is done. You got a lot of travel and tapering and weight control. Of course, we'll get a lot of good work done in that time, but I like where the World Team's at right now.
And most of these guys have wrestled in the World Championships. How important is that to have that experience?
Well, in '09, as we hit the reset button on the program, and we had a lot of inexperience, both coaching staff and athletes. Now we have a very experienced coaching staff. We have a very experienced World Team. And I think although you have an experienced World Team, I still think you got a hungry World Team. Brent Metcalf doesn't have a medal. J.D. Bergman doesn't have a medal. And you can go up and down the lineup and look at each guy saying, you can see there's a little chip on their shoulder that, okay, the experience is nice, but I'm not going for the experience. I'm going for the result. And that's where I like the mentality of the team and where it's at.
And touched on Metcalf. How different is he now? It just seems like the rule changes have benefited him. Obviously, he can score a lot more points, and there's a lot more emphasis on conditioning.
Well, I think, I think that's certainly true about Brent. I would say that why he's winning or can win this year, will win this year, is exterior things, rules and 6 minutes. And I just really think Brent Metcalf is a better wrestler today than he was 6 months ago. Brent Metcalf is a smarter wrestler today than he is 6 months ago. And Brent Metcalf is just so much more smarter today than he was a year ago. So, you add rules and the style and blah, blah, blah. I think it's all about him getting better at wrestling, and in both mentally and technically, and that's why Brent will win the World Championships this year.
Mm-hmm. Talk about the unity. Obviously we're in this Olympic fight, and we have a lot of coaches and athletes that are from different programs that compete each other on the college level, and it just seems like everybody's really come together, which is pretty neat to see.
You got this is a special year. And it's not because it's the World Championships. It's because right now the world has come together, right? They're more unified than ever to try to, ensure wrestling's legacy, not only for 2020, but forever. This is a monumental moment. So everyone is coming together for wrestling. And then you also have guys like, Cale Sanderson, Tom Brands, who have come back into the program, who want to help the program and succeed. And care about it immensely. Obviously, Lou Roselli with a bunch of guys on the team. We have 17 coaches at camp, over 100 wrestlers, and we probably turn 50 wrestlers away to come to camp because we're in a small space here in the wrestling room. But right now, more than ever, we've got Bachman and Gable and Don Murray. The coaches that are coming through here that are giving back to the program, Gene Davis, that we're rallying right now. That's what we're doing.
You have a son Jake. How old is he? 6?
Jake is 7, just turned.
Just turned 7. I mean, he might wrestle someday. I mean, just as a parent, and maybe seeing him compete someday. I mean, how does that impact you as far as the Olympic deal?
Well, Jake will wrestle, right? I mean, he's around wrestling and he's in the environment every day. His friends are wrestlers. The parents are wrestlers that he hangs around. Now, whether he wrestles or not will be up to him, but he's around the environment all the time. And I think about that. I don't think just about, Jordan or Kyle or David winning a world and Olympic gold medal. I'm also thinking about how our future gets an opportunity to learn about our sport. Think about what you learned, right? What I've learned in the sport of wrestling. That would be hugely tragic if our children don't get to experience all the life lessons that wrestling teaches you. And I say that in the negative way, but really in the positive. It just can't happen. It won't happen. We're going to keep wrestling.